Hey, good morning. I'm Dr. Natasha Nelson here, your life doctor. And welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Life Force. And really, I want to highlight the somatic healing around your feet. And I did a full episode going into the deeper dive. What I want to do today is really highlight how to go through and understand some of the emotional connections that are related to the feet. Because that's what somatic healing actually is. It's about finding the emotional connection, the emotional place where you are stuck or needing to make some changes. And sometimes we don't, always know where to go or what to do or how to navigate the emotional space. So what I want to do is break down some of the common phrases that are related to the feet. Because if you start with that, as I go through the list and give you just a small definition, I want you to just hear it and think about which ones kind of stand out for you. Which one resonates with you as, that's interesting. Because that's your soul's way of saying, hey, pay attention here. And gives you some, just an idea of how to take the next step, where to look. So that's what I'm going to do, is just go through the list of different sayings, how they can be interpreted, and how to use that to your advantage. So when we think about the feet, what are some of the common phrases that we hear, that we say, that we, that just get floated around, but we don't really stop to think about it? Things like, are you getting cold feet? Which is really about, where are you nervous about taking a next step, the next action step that you need to take, and you're afraid or nervous or something is holding you back. So it's getting cold feet. Having feet of clay, which is really about a weakness or character flaw. Could be a vulnerability that may be hidden, something that you don't see, but it's below the surface. How about this one? Finding your footing. It's really about getting comfortable in a new situation or a new experience, doing something new and finding comfort in that. Really is about the expression, being able to find your footing, find your feet. And with that, there's regaining, like regain your feet, regain your footing. That has to do with the willingness and your ability to get up after a fall, after a failure, after whatever happened that made you crumble, fall, take a misstep. Regaining your footing is about the willingness to get back up and then move forward. How about dragging one's feet? Where are you feeling emotionally exhausted or worn out, that you are just slow to respond, slow to take action? You may be procrastinating. Where are you just dragging your feet in doing what you know you should do, even something you want to do, you're just not doing it. Well, why not? What's there that's holding you back? What about the phrase, stepping on someone's toes? And really, what is that about? It's about encroaching on somebody else's territory, right? You think about their authority or their space. But stepping on someone's toes is about their space. It could be their personal space, their emotional space, their mental space. Where are you crossing the line in a way that you were not invited, and you're almost pushing, forcing forcing yourself in there. So you're stepping on somebody else's toes. All right, how about get your feet wet? It's really about doing something new, just starting, just taking a step. Just feel it out. You don't even have to commit to diving into the pool and, swimming and getting your whole body wet. Just your feet means take a step forward. Go be willing to do the thing and start. Because then you're going to land on your feet, right? Which is to make a recovery after a difficult situation or an event, when something has happened that has rocked you emotionally, physically, spiritually. Being able to land on your feet is to make a recovery from it. Here's one of my favorites. Are you able to stand on your own 2 feet? This doesn't mean you're supposed to do everything alone and go it alone and be on your own in everything that you do. But standing on your own 2 feet is about having the self-sufficiency and the independence to stand in what you believe in, what you are grounded in, what you feel to be true for you. So standing on your own 2 feet, even when people are trying to push you, pull you, sway you, can you stand on your own 2 feet even when no one else wants to stand with you? How about being able to put your foot down? To be able to insist on, could be your boundaries, it could be your authority, it could be your beliefs, but being able to put your foot down, to be able to say no, is to be able to say no, like this is it, this is the line, I'm not crossing, you're not crossing, and being able to uphold your boundary. How about walking on eggshells? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells at times or with certain people? And what that means is that you've got such a hypersensitivity, like an overdeveloped hypervigilance you're so tuned in to how other people speak that you can hear criticisms or anger. You hear their reactions, so you self-center what you say, or you withdraw, or you're walking on eggshells, you're tiptoeing, you're being careful not to walk on anything or say anything that's going to elicit a negative reaction. So walking on eggshells. How about being able to keep your feet on the ground, which is really a way of saying being practical, being sensible, being grounded. And grounded means, kind of grounded and in connection with the laws of nature, how nature operates. And it's not man-made rules, it's nature's rules. And feeling grounded in that. That also, not just nature's laws, what about your values? Your value system. What are you grounded in and keeping your feet on the ground for? And let's see. Something light and more fun is, having 2 left feet. We'll end with that one, which is really about saying that you might be clumsy, may not be the most graceful in your movements. So yes, it could be physical movement, but it also could be just stumbling around, trying to figure out what you're doing, why you're doing it, how to do it. So having 2 left feet, just being a little bit clumsy and tripping over things because you're just not paying attention. So I wanted to bring you some of these common phrase sayings around the feet because, you're going to hear me talk so much about the somatic healing, which is the emotional healing of what's going on in our mind, our soul, so the mental, the spiritual, the emotional. But oftentimes we don't know where to look or really where to start. And so if you're having issues with your feet, it could be pain, it could be dysfunction, it can be that you're constantly jamming your toes or that little baby toe on the edge of your bed. Your feet is your soul's way of getting your attention to one of these phrases and sayings that I just used as a means to get you to start thinking about what else could be going on, what's below the surface, how to start the healing journey. And the somatic healing process is to start. You got to start. Let your feet tell you, pay attention. So start paying attention. So I hope that this was helpful. It was something a little bit light, a little more fun, just something easy to listen to. And really it's just take it in and see if anything resonates or if one or more stand out to you to go, okay, start that process. So that's all for today. Until next time, remember to feel your feelings or your body will feel them for you. I'm Dr. Natasha Nelson, your life doctor. Bye.